And we're live. Today the podcast is brought to you by USG Canada. These are my fight shorts for the fight May 4th. USG makes some of the most legit stuff on the planet. My gloves are around here somewhere. Here they are. USG Canada.
Those are your fight gloves.
These are 10-ounce fight gloves, yeah. So these are the ones that I will be wearing in the fight May 4th against Joel Graham. Said his name now. Fuck you.
First time.
Joel Graham, but we will be doing the dance in Miramichi, I think that's how you say it, New Brunswick. And yes, I will be decked out from head to knees in USG gear. Maybe we might have some boots from USG at that point. I know they're in production right now.
Okay.
But whether they'll be done for the fight, I have no idea. Hopefully, we don't. But if not, I will be wearing these lovely shoes from the Clinch Fight Shop in Edmonton, Alberta.
Who happens to be one of our sponsors.
He does. So if you guys go to theclinchfightshop.com and on checkout, use the promo code THEBADGUY, you're going to save some money on your purchase. And if your purchase is over $100, Sunil covers your shipping.
That, and with the purchase of shoes, don't worry about ordering the wrong size or whatnot. If you get them and they don't fit to your liking, he will take them back at no charge. So with a lot of questions, just specifically at our club about people buying shoes, worried about that, not having it in-house here. Don't sweat it. Order them. A little tight around the edges. Don't worry, send them back, no charge. 3 days within Canada, maybe 4, right to your doorstep.
Right to your doorstep. They don't fuck around. Again, it's the promo code THEBADGUY. We're also brought to you by Onnit. If you're not on it, get on it at onnit.com/TFS podcast and save 10%. We don't have anything really to offer the people out there for Onnit other than they're the best earth-grown nutrient supplements on the planet. Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, New Mood, Shroom Tech Immune. They also got fucking shit you can eat like elk bars. They've got MCT oil. They got the shits.
Mushroom tea. We can
Mushroom.
go on, yeah.
You can go on all day with what's on the Onnit website, but go to www.onnit.com/TFS podcast and check it out for yourself.
Best way.
Who else we got? We got Sovereign Extracts, Derek.
Sovereign Extracts are our favorite CBD sponsor.
Yeah. They supply me with all my CBD needs. If you guys are into the THC stuff, they also do that too with their little.
And this stuff with
thingamabobs.
your fight coming up, you don't blow hot or anything like that.
Not for CBD. Now, if I was using the THC, I would probably test positive.
Okay.
But whether they're gonna piss test me or not, I have no idea. I highly doubt it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're gonna drive now, you can't use the THC products before you get behind the wheel of a vehicle. So always consume responsibly. Do not drive. Do not operate a motor vehicle. Don't get high and watch your kids either. Don't be a fucking bunch of idiots. Do it in the privacy of your own home where it's safe and you're not going to get shit. But again, Sovereign Extracts, check them out. We're also brought to you by Buckle Down Apparel. They make some very nice clothing, and they have sponsored the show and myself. And we've done something nice for Brian Caldwell through this sponsorship where we're not going to receive any amount of money for anything that's sold. So if you guys go to Buckle Down Apparel on Instagram, their web link is on there. Click the web link, and on your checkout, use the promo code BCB10, and you'll save some money on your purchase, and a percentage of that purchase will go to Brian Caldwell and for him to achieve his Olympic dreams.
Awesome.
Which is not a bad thing. Who else we got?
That wraps it up.
That's all the sponsors?
So
Today, we have a very fun podcast for everybody. We have 10 minutes with the Boogeyman, and then after that, we roll into an interview. I'm not even going to call it an interview. It's a conversation with Big Country, the White Bengal Tiger, Dillion Carman. So let's just get to it. All right, you ready to go, Dylan?
Yeah, don't talk too much shit now.
Yeah. Have you listened to this fucking show? All right. Welcome back to the Final Shot podcast. Today on the show, we have a little bit of a history. If you guys are on YouTube, you can see who it is now. I call him the White Bengal Tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Big Country, Dillion Carman.
What's going on, boys? How's everything?
Good, man. You're wearing a Roots sweater. downtown Toronto with a fucking trucker hat on. What the hell's going on?
I'm a country boy. I'm a country boy by heart.
We know that with the nickname Big Country. You're not in Madoc, Ontario anymore. You're living in Toronto.
Yeah, right downtown. I'm looking at the Rogers Centre right now.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, man, I don't know. No, I do a lot of acting, do a lot of auditions. My gym's up here. It just makes sense. It's what I got to do. You got to sacrifice a little bit, and you know.
Now, I creeped at your Instagram a little bit, and I thought there were some Halloween pictures on there. It turns out you were doing, was it a show in the UK?
Not in the UK. It was here in Canada.
Okay.
It blows my mind how much acting and how many shows are actually filmed here in the area. Yeah, it was a haunted house case files, that show was.
Okay. And what else have you done then?
I've done a Simply Financial commercial. I did 2 of those haunted house case file shows, and then another severe weather situation or survival situations for severe weather. Another commercial. I've done about 8. I've done about 7 or 8 gigs now.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. Actually.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's neat, man. Like I love the audition process. I really from start to finish. Like my agent sends me the audition. Then I walk into a room with a table across, 3 people behind the table, and it's immediate judgment. Like they're looking you up and down, and I don't know, for some reason I love the pressure. It's a different feeling, but I love it.
Wow, let's get into some other shit then. Last year, I believe it was, you trucked over to Quebec and knocked out Simon Keane, and you won. Was it the WBA NABA North American title and the Francophone title for WBC?
Yeah. It's a big 4th round knockout. Simon Keane can't handle it.
Listen, I was watching that, and I was like, oh, fuck. Because you just blew the heavyweight situation in Canada wide open.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thought Simon was the golden boy, if you will, but I've known for a long time that he is not.
He's got a bit of a glass jaw, and he doesn't know how to fight on the inside.
He doesn't know how to fight in general. And yes, he cannot take a punch. He can't take my punch.
Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a role-playing thing right now where I'm going to pretend to be Simon, and you're just going to be yourself. Dillon, did you watch my last fight?
Yes, it was garbage. Did you? Honestly though, he has the nerve to. Yeah, okay. I went to Russia. I got my ass kicked. A lot of variables involved. I mean, I underestimated a lot of things going into that fight, but zero excuses coming from Big Country. I got my ass kicked that night. It is what it is. It's a learning experience. We live to fight another day. His last fight was a guy that was ranked 520 something in the world, a little literal chubby cab driver from Argentina. Come on, bro. Come on.
Bro, did you see the fight where he fought DJ Khaled or whatever his name was?
Literally. So my girl, before the first fight, I'm watching some of Simon's fights, and this fight pops up, and she's like, "Is he a professional boxer? Like, how the fattest man alive? How is he the professional athlete? It's ridiculous."
I'll give that guy credit. He did have some skills though,
and he can take a decent shot. I mean, yeah. Simon's a big guy. He's a strong man and all that nonsense, but he punches hard, but. Yeah, it's not what wins boxing fights. You got to have a mind behind the power.
So yeah, you like you mentioned before, you did go over to Russia, took a loss. Now, when you jump on an airplane and you go to fucking Siberia or wherever the hell you were, that's a long ass flight.
Buddy, I just again, I'm not making any excuses. I got my ass kicked that night. I'm not one for excuses. There was a lot of, for lack of a better word, collusion. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, I guess, the jet lag, I underestimated the jet lag, my sleeping arrangements, the food, just one thing after the other. Again, no excuses. I got my ass kicked, bottom line.
Because I'm friends with Ryan Ford, and he's gone over to Russia and Germany a whole bunch of times. And I actually thought that you went over a little bit late.
Yeah, I mean, we were... And the trip over there, they had us on like 4 layovers.
Yeah.
I stayed in Amsterdam for 30 hours. I was in Moscow for 9 hours. Like, it took me 2 days to get over there. And when I did end up getting over there, I think it was the Wednesday. or the Tuesday night before the fight. Like it just wasn't. So, and then I would be up until 9 o'clock in the morning, Russia time, 9 o'clock in the morning, Russia time, which was an hour, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And then I'd fall asleep and I'd wake up at 12 noon in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, every day, like prior to the fight. It was just, I underestimated the jet lag for sure.
As Adam Braidwood and I were texting back and forth during that fight, as you were walking out, we both said at the same time, like, "Oh, this isn't Dillon."
I was exhausted, man. Even just stepping up to where the curtains and everything. Then you walk out of the curtain, stepping up to there. I did a big yawn, I had a huge yawn, like and I'm thinking in my head, like, fuck, man, you better get it together.
Because when you put the statures of you against your opponent, you had a severe reach advantage and a height advantage.
And I didn't use either.
No. It happens, hey. Fuck.
It does, man. It's just a bad night. Boxing is one of those sports, you work so hard to get up, and that fast it goes down, And I live to fight another day. I'm healthy. I come home, I kiss my niece and hug my dogs and have a good time. And we live to fight another day.
Well, this is what Adam and I talked about, is you know how to handle a loss. You're not upset about it. You just kind of, okay, let's go to the next one. It's tough, but you know how to handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost before. Fuck, everybody's lost before. And if you, I feel like knocking guys out in 30 seconds or knocking guys out in one round, you learn a little bit, but you don't learn a lot about who you are as a man, Mm. And I've been there. I've taken losses in life as well as in boxing, and you grow and develop and progress as a man and as a human being, and you go to the next fight.
Now, as it comes to Simon, he fought a tomato can in his last fight, which really wasn't a fight. It was just more of him walking to the ring, doing some shit, and going home. And that his next fight is against the guy who knocked him dead in 4 rounds.
Yeah, so that's what, honestly, man, I smell fear in him. Like we did this media tour in Quebec last week, and just his eyes are wide. He's exuding, literally just sweating fear out of his body. Like he's terrified of me. And I understand, I hurt him very badly. Mm-hmm. And he had no idea what was going on after that fight. I actually just got the tape. I put it in the contract that they had to give me a copy of the tape, a copy of the fight. So, because they weren't coming up with a copy of the fight, and I just wanted to see it. I just wanted to see it so bad. And I'm sure Simon's sitting there twiddling his thumbs watching the fight like a maniac. So I put it in the contract. Anyhow, I just got it last night. I've watched about 5 times. Like, he was hurt badly, very, very, very badly. Every punch I landed on the guy, like from left hooks, little right uppercut, little short right hands, it just hurt him. It hurt him pretty bad. Every punch I landed. Even my jab hurt him. So,
Dillon, if you wanted the fucking tape, all you had to do is send me a message.
Well, fuck, you're tenacious, eh?
It was everything on Simon.
Oh, really? What, you have that tape recorded or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit. Well, you win some, you lose some. But I put it in the contract. I was on them so bad, like after the October 6th fight, and then prior to the contract negotiations of this one, I was on them like, give me the fight. They wouldn't give me the fight, so I put it in the contract. Either you put it in the contract or I'm not signing it. So
now a real thing is you actually don't like this guy.
I really don't. He carries this arrogance, and it's like a false libido. It's just he's a cocky, arrogant, I'm better than everybody in the room type of guy, and that does not bode well with me. Just coming from my background, where I've come from, and who I've made myself into, I don't like that. I don't like people who think they're better than anyone else. Yeah, I'm a better boxer than a lot of people, but that doesn't mean I'm better than anybody. There's a boys. Hey,
the fuck are these things? Chihuahuas?
I got a Jack Russell miniature Schnauzer mix and English American Cocker Spaniel mix. Right, maniacs.
I figured
couple maniacs.
You'd have like a fucking Labrador Retriever or a
everybody wants me to have some big monster dog, but I just like the little guy. I like the little guy.
Back to what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, no, he carries himself with this arrogance and this I'm better than everybody attitude, and it just he even when he's like just walks in a room, he thinks he's the baddest man alive. And yeah, he's got a good body, and he's a decent looking guy. But buddy, you're not better than anybody on the planet. You're just not. And especially in boxing, I don't understand why these guys gas this dude up all the time. Like it showed quite obviously belligerently obvious in our last fight that he's not very good at boxing. And I don't know why he does that. I just don't like it. He carries himself like an asshole.
Well, he does have a good body. He looks good, but what everybody's got to remember is bodies don't make fighters.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were doing, this media tour, like I said, in Montreal the other day or last week, and the guy's in the interview. He's like, "Oh, but he looks good on the beach." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Who the fuck? What does the beach have to do with a boxing match? What are you talking about?" Just like, what are you talking about? Yeah, well, whatever. Muscles don't win fights. Minds win fights.
It's true. Well, let's talk about Big Brother a little bit, because I had a lot of fun with that show a couple of years ago that you were on. You gave me a lot of Instagram material that normal people wouldn't be able to give at that point. You Tyson Furied out a little bit.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Well, going into that show, like, I drank a lot, I was eating a lot, and just maybe a bad place mentally. But you got to pull yourself out of holes, man. Everybody goes through trouble, and you just gotta get your shit together. I'm back down to 230 pounds, working hard, focused, and mentally, physically strong. So
You look like you're having a great fucking time, though.
yeah, it was a great time. I had a blast on the show. I wouldn't change anything for the world. I met a beautiful human being on that show, and Emily, and yeah, man, it was a good experience.
You're still with her?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. That's good. So what was the best part about, like, how did going on that show come to happen?
Well, I tried out for the show. It was a publicity spot, basically a publicity stunt. It was bigger than me. I wanted people in, I guess, what you would call mainstream Canada to see a boxer. I know I didn't represent the best that I could have, but I just wanted them to think, maybe we'll check some boxing out, because Canadian boxing is big. We have a lot of strong champions. We have a lot of people that could make it on a world-class level. And again, it was bigger than me. I just wanted a little bit of publicity for Canadian boxing. Again, I didn't do my best job representing us well, but I mean, I opened some people's eyes up.
Definitely. It definitely put some eyes on the sport, whether it was in the best light of all time. Really, realistically, it doesn't fucking matter. Press is press. What's happening back there?
Cracking a brewski.
Oh.
She's 5 o'clock somewhere, boys.
That's very true. So there was a clip on the show of you dancing and eating Oreo cookies, which was probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
One of the sponsors on the show was Oreo cookies, and I estimated that as a whole, I mean, I did the most of the eating, but as a whole, we ate about 6,500 Oreo cookies during that season. They would just a box. It wouldn't matter if there was 10 left in the box. They would just put a fresh box of Oreo cookies in there. And my fat ass was like, geez, give me more cookies. I was addicted to Oreo cookies. I mean, and there's not a lot to do. Like, you lay around on the couch, they shut the doors. You're not allowed outside. There's a lot of downtime. We used to grab a sock ball. We used to put our socks and make them into a ball and play catch just for hours, literally for hours, just play catch with the sock, laying on the couch, eating Oreo cookies, playing catch.
Jesus. Now,
yeah, man.
There's another clip on the show that was hilarious to me, and it was you, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he was a homosexual gentleman.
And
Did you grab your dick?
No, he tried, though.
Okay.
He tried. And, but, it is what it is. No, anybody who knows me knows better than that. Like, I've got obviously nothing against that.
No.
If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I put it to a stop. Try the best that I could.
I'm sure Gary's a lovely human being.
Gary's a great guy. Yeah, Gary's a good guy. Yep.
Just wanted some dick.
He was horny. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, you're stuck in a house with not really much to do. Shit goes through your mind, and I'm not a bad looking guy either.
Well, what is the downtime like in there? Is it like hours on end?
Buddy, they would lock us. Okay, so they would go, house guest to the HOH room, and we would be in there for hours, 8 hours, 9 hours with 10. Seriously, with 10. It started out 16, 14, 15, 10. Like, as many people were in the house, we would just be sitting in that HOH room, locked in the HOH room while they were farting around and doing filming and this, that, and the other thing. It was nuts, man. It was insane. Downtime is an understatement. We literally sit around all day long.
Last clip I'm gonna bring up from that show. They brought your mother to the show, and you broke down. Were you just so happy to see your mom, or you wanted to go home? What the fuck?
Dude, my mom played a major part in who I am today. If it wasn't for her, God knows where I would be. And I lived, like, at that time for 2 years. We lived across a courtyard from each other. They lived on that side. I lived on this side. My mom and niece lived on the other side. And going into the house, like, we had such a strong relationship. And throughout my entire life, we've had such a strong relationship. At that moment, it's just your mind plays tricks on you in the house, man. Like, when something like that is to happen, I put anybody in those shoes. I'm an emotional guy. I'm a big teddy bear when it comes to, at the end of the day. So when I saw mom, I just broke down, babbling like a baby.
It wasn't a knock on you. It was more of you're a grown ass man, and I didn't know that something like that would trigger. My mother's been gone since I was 3, so I have no idea.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
But to see a big 6 foot, whatever the fuck you are, 300-pounder break down and literally like a baby, was interesting.
Man, it's just I am who I am. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and at that moment, I wanted to cry my eyes out, so I let her fly.
Oh, good on you. Next show I seen you on was Dragon's Den.
Yeah,
and I had fun with this one too.
That was fun, man. Dragon's Den was a good time.
Okay, so it was $50,000 for a certain amount of your career, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And is that deal still in effect?
No. So what happened was, at the end of the show, literally the next day, Minhas Brewery and Jim Sherliving dropped out.
Okay.
And then it was just Mike Weck. So he flipped the bill, and we didn't sign a contract or anything like that. Weck's a great guy. We've been friends now for X amount of time, however long it's been, and he's just a great guy, man. I've been to his house. We've went to a lot of Raptors games together, dinners and parties and this, that, and the other thing. And no, he just gave me a check and wanted me to do well.
So you had no obligation to them at all. They just gave you $50,000 and away you went.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate Mike Weck for doing that too. Weckley's an awesome guy.
What was the time frame between Dragon's Den and Big Brother then?
Well, we filmed Dragon's Den May of 2015, I want to say, and then I went into the house 2017. So like 2 years. Yeah, roughly 2 years.
Okay, and you fought in between both those?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I fought 4 or 5 times in between there.
Okay, so fuck, they got their money's worth anyway.
Yeah, and Weck came to a couple of fights, and he was at the Rico Center when I knocked out Razor Ruddock. He was ringside and jumped in the ring with me and stuff. Honestly, it wasn't about the money. Like, Weck is ridiculously rich, but I'm not looking for handouts for anybody. I asked over and over and over again, like, do you want to, to follow through with the deal? And he said, no, man, I just want to help you out. I just want to see you succeed. I see you're a good guy and trying to chase a dream, and that's kind of where it went.
Now, before your comeback fight was against Malad and Melges.
Yeah.
And that was a rough one.
That was a rough one, man. Well, and like we had alluded to earlier, I weighed about upwards of 300 pounds going into that training camp.
Yeah.
And didn't have the best trainer in my camp. But it's all on me at the end of the day. Again, I make no excuses. I got my ass kicked that night too.
At least you own it, man. I'll give you fucking credit, bro.
Hey, Mel's a tough kid. Like, people maybe, you look at him, he looks the part, man. He's a tough dude, and he hits like a truck. And we got the old double knockdown, the old left hook double knockdown, which was pretty fucking. That was pretty fucking cool. But no, again, he handed it to me that night, and you got to hats off to Mel.
Well, he did show some grit in that fight, getting up off the canvas, because he was all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, and honestly, in that moment, how in the ring it's a lot different than outside of the ring. But at that moment, he was a lot more hurt than I was, and I didn't jump and take advantage of it. I was high-fiving because we did a double knockdown. I should have been focused. That was my first fight in probably a year and a few months.
Yeah.
So I mean, a ring rust and this, that, and the other thing, blah blah blah. But instead of high-fiving, I should have been going after him with another left hook. But
And you already mentioned Ruddock. Eric Martel is another guy I like a lot. You knocked him out. Yeah,
I knocked him silly. That was a good fight though. That was a really good fight.
He's tough.
I would say not just because I was a part of that fight, but I think that was one of the best Canadian heavyweight fights of all time.
It was. If nobody's watched it, you can watch it on YouTube. It's a real good fight. It's entertaining. Eric Martel is always in some entertaining fights. He had a real entertaining fight with Adam the Boogeyman Braidwood. That one was crazy.
Yeah. Was that after? Was Braidwood's fight with him after my fight with him?
Oh yeah, because you fought him in 2014, I believe.
October 25th, 2014.
Yeah, you got it right there. And I believe Adam fought him in 2017 for the WBU heavyweight title.
Oh yeah. That's right. I haven't watched that fight. No, I haven't watched that fight. But Baholi's got one of those styles where it mixes up. He makes for an exciting fight, and he's a tough dude. He's a real tough dude.
You ever watched his clips on Facebook and Instagram of him getting into hockey fights?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Does he throw him?
Boy can scrap, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jesus, I was in there with him for 8 rounds. I know all about it. Yeah.
So, okay, let's go over the heavyweight landscape right now. Who do you believe are the top 5 in Canada right now? I would have you at number 1.
Dillion. No, I'm kidding. That was a Dave Chappelle reference.
Yeah.
No, well, you got me, Simon, if you want to call it that. Big Mel's in there. This, what's his name? Sasha Teslenko or something like that. He'd be in the mix, and obviously Braidwood. He's right up at the top too. It's kind of a mixed bag. I've said for a while we should do like a heavyweight tournament, a 5-way heavyweight tournament or a 6-way heavyweight tournament, but nobody wants to flip the bill. Nobody in Canada wants to pay the right amount of money what we're worth, and I'm not getting off the couch for pennies,
Well, what I proposed was you versus Simon again. Or sorry, you versus Mladen. Yeah. And then Adam versus Simon. Both rematches.
Yeah.
And then
the winner goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I thought that was a good idea. Everybody told me to go fuck myself.
Well, what the fuck do you know? No, I'm just kidding.
I know fucking nothing.
Yeah. Most people don't know shit about boxing. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's true, though. Most people don't know shit about boxing.
No, I'm not. That was the old Floyd Mayweather talking, but
it's true though. A lot of when we go by this UFC thing right now, we're going by what the fans want to see.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think both of those fights would be good fights again. And then obviously the winner of both of those matches fighting each other would be a great fight.
Or we do the opposite. You versus Braidwood and Simon versus Mladen.
Yeah, so Simon gets knocked out. Me and Braidwood go to war. And then,
Who knows what happens?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
that'd be a good fight. Braidwood's a tough kid, man. That'd be a good fight for Canadian. That'd be a good fight for Canadian heavyweight boxing.
Here's the truth about Adam. If he boxes you, you got a chance. If he street fights you, you're fucked.
Well, I mean, I thought that's honestly, I thought that's what he did with. He tried to do that with Keane. He just tried to walk forward and fight him, and that's not what you got. That's not the game plan you need to have. I think all respect to Braidwood, but obviously I'm a fighter by heart. I think I'd get Braidwood out of there.
So yeah, I got to go the opposite way because he is my friend, Dillon.
I know, and he's my buddy now too. We've been talking quite a bit. He's a good guy. You guys were talking a lot of shit about me before, but he reached out and we've been chit-chatting about it, and he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy.
Listen, there was no disrespect. Let's go through it, actually, Dillon. Fuck it, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah, a couple years ago, we were trying to get Braidwood on the map, and we wanted to get some big fights. Now, there was a few names out there that we wanted. One of them was you. The other one was Simon Keane, and the other one was Raymond Audible Wally and Chris Norad, but he's a bitch. He won't fight nobody unless you're Mexican and over 35. So
I'm not even, no comment. No comment.
But we went hard after you because you were on TV. You were doing all this shit. Everybody wants my spot. You Tyson Furied out, so we're like, all right, fuck, man, we're gonna fuck with this guy. So yeah, we did the Dillion Carman White Bengal Tiger thing, which is an amazing nickname.
It's hilarious. I laughed. No matter obviously I don't take anything as disrespectful, man. I've been through so much shit in my life. Joking around, it's having fun. It is what it is. I thought it was fun.
We always took you as a guy that had a good sense of humor.
If you don't have a sense of humor, don't laugh. What the hell is it? What's the point? What's the point?
But there's such classics on my Instagram feed of the bad guy and the boogie child go hunting the white Bengal tiger in the woods.
So funny. Like that, the poor girl. Like, Dad, what are we doing over here?
She's looking at me like I'm a lunatic.
Oh yeah, what the hell are we doing over here?
Yeah, and then we hung you up in my gym.
Yeah, I saw that one.
You're still there at the Red Deer Boxing Club.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I'll take it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then we did the Oreo cookie meme.
I kicked ass in that challenge. First of all. I dominated that challenge. That was an endurance challenge. It was like an hour and 45 minutes running back and forth with soaking wet clothes like that. That was a tough challenge, and the big boy killed it.
We tried to get you to come on the show at that point. You did not respond to me. I don't think you like me very much, but
why would I respond to somebody? You're giving me the hardest time ever.
Listen, man, I showed up to Knoxville in Edmonton, Alberta, when you did your Big Brother tour thing.
You were there?
Oh fuck yeah! I got kicked out.
Oh, man, I got kicked out, too. I was shit-faced.
Oh, I thought you got me kicked out.
No, Christ. I didn't know up from down at that moment. That was they free drinks. They paid us. They gave us money to go there. Plus, they paid for our flights and gave us free drinks all night. What a shit show.
Bro, I walked in with a tank top on and a boogeyman hat on. They turned me right the fuck around and out the door.
Of course they did. Look at this maniac. He's about to start trouble. Get him out of here.
I was like, oh, Dillon must have seen me. I better go home. Fuck it.
Dylan's gonna take me out in the parking lot and beat the shit out of me. No.
So after this fight, you knock out Keane again. I believe you're probably done in Canada.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we worked our way up to last time when I got the first knockout against Keane. And then we thought we'd take a chance and hit the Russia. And I just want to get international, man. I want to make a name for myself in boxing, and I want to make some money. And there's not a lot of money to be made in Canada, unfortunately.
Unless you're fighting on an Eye of the Tiger show and you hype the shit out of that, you're not making
unless
no
your
money.
name's Dillon Big Country Carman and you're knocking out Simon Keane again. It's the only way
you're making money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Simon's attached to all these big paydays for some reason.
Yeah, well, he's the Canadian Olympian. Eye of the Tigers hyped him up so much and built him. He's a celebrity over there in Quebec. Like he's a celeb over there. And I feel like I exposed him a little bit in our first fight. And a lot of the French have now seen that, and they've messaged me personally and commented a lot of my stuff, saying I'm gonna get him again. And they've built quite a name for him over there.
Well, good for them. Simon, you suck. Fuck, I don't like you.
Oh, what an asshole.
If you guys go to my Instagrams, you can see another classic Simon Keane video as I wear my Simon Keane socks to the gym.
Oh, I laughed so hard when you posted that. I laughed so hard. Oh, my God.
That one got me blocked.
Simon didn't like that.
No, he's blocked and unblocked me about 4 times. Over the last year and a half.
I probably blocked you when we first started ragging on me, didn't I?
No,
never
blocked me.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think I blocked Braywood because he wouldn't stop messaging me.
Probably. That sounds
he was in my DMs like a maniac.
He was sliding into your DMs. That sounds like something he'd do, though. He'll just harass you until you say yes.
Oh, he was harassment. It was a harassment for sure.
Whatever. But you guys are cool now.
Yeah, we're good, man. That's what we were talking the other day, and we've been texting back and forth, and I hope his training camp's going good. He's fighting, May 15th or something?
May 11th, Vancouver at the Vogue, yeah.
That's so sick, man. Fuck, that's a hometown fight. That's amazing. Good on him.
We've got a busy next couple months.
Isn't he fighting on the June 15th with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's what we were talking about. That we're going to Shawinigan and taking over. Yeah. They're not gonna like us out there.
The little secret is the bad guy might be there too.
Oh,
I might roll in with my tank.
Just take the arena down.
Yeah. Well, we were teasing that the last fight I was going to bring a tank with me, but I didn't. I didn't end up showing up. Simon fucking fucked me on that. But whatever. Yeah, we got a busy May and a busy June. I fight May 4th. Then we got Adam Braidwood May 11th. We got Dillion Carman versus Simon Keane June 15th, along with the Boogeyman again. And
yes,
who knows what else is going to pop up in between there.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. You never know. June 15th is my birthday, too.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Yeah.
What a birthday present gonna be, just knocking that stupid cunt out, and then
October 6th is my manager's birthday.
Yeah.
Chris Egan, it's his birthday, so I knocked Simon out on his birthday the first time. Boom, they book us for my birthday the second time. Like they're messing up. Like you can't. That's the best birthday present that a guy could ever get. Are you losing it?
Yeah, I like that. Now, can we get you some new ring stuff for this fight?
What are you talking about?
So, USG Canada.
Yeah, USG's the man. Yeah, Howie Lee, he's the boy.
Yeah. Can we get Dillon some new fucking shorts for this fight, please? Those old ones are pissing me off.
Why? They represent Canada to the fullest.
Well,
here we go. Here we go.
So we got the new logo, which you're still rocking the old one.
Yeah, I got it. I was just talking to Howie. I got to get into the office here and get fitted and everything.
Yeah, let's stop fucking around.
He's hooking me up. It's my fault. I've been farting around and working hard and all this stuff. I just haven't got into the office. I got to get in there this week.
Listen, you walked out in Russia with that white fucking thing on with the old logo on it. I was like, what? I called Howie. I said, what the fuck is going on?
That's my fault. My fault.
Why does
Howie's been telling me that's my fault.
Well, I told him, I'm like, you probably can't use his old measurements because he's a fucking sumo wrestler.
Holy Christ! Imagine I walk out in a sumo costume, a sumo outfit. Get it?
Fuck! I pay good money to see that.
Holy Christ!
So, how old are you now, then, Dillon?
I am 32. June 15th, when I knock Simon out the second time, I'll be 33.
33 years old. Now, you've got to have an end game. You're not a dumb guy.
Yeah, man, I got a lot of irons in the fire. Like I said, I've been doing acting, and I got a couple networks. Boxing's created such a good batch of networks and a batch of friends and people in high places and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm excited for the future, man. You know, I got a few years left in boxing, and I'm going to try to make the best of it. Obviously, I'm going to stay my ass in the gym and work very hard and try to make some bigger moves and bigger checks. And then, I got a lot of irons in the fire, man. Yep.
So, is the end game you want to get into like maybe a full-time acting gig?
Well, it's tough. I don't want to be a struggling anything.
Yeah.
I've struggled too much in my life, and at this point in my life, I just want to do what's best financially and mentally and emotionally for me. So acting's fun. I have a lot of fun doing that. Like I said, man, the audition process, you know, getting the call that you got the job, it's such an excitement. But the audition, I don't know what it is, being overwhelmed and under pressure at that moment. Like I said, you walk into the room, your judgment. It's a hard judgment. And for some reason, I just eat it up. I love it. So, I mean, I'll do some acting, and I've got a couple job offers here and there. People say, you know, you're such a good guy. Motivational speaking, traveling across Canada, I've got a couple little offers for doing that, and it's fun, man. I'm excited for the future. I've been working hard at this boxing thing for a long time, and like I said, I got a couple years left. I'm going to make the most of it and try to get some big things under my belt or around my waist as a belt, and then and we'll see where it goes.
See, I think he'd make a great bad guy on like a soap opera.
Yeah, the bald head.
Yeah,
just get the shine on him. Yeah,
just get the fuck with everybody on it. Soap operas pay, man, and they release a new episode every day.
No kidding, every day. That's a constant gig. I mean, like I said, I've done a few things. Oh, I did a Jet show on HBO, a show called Jet. I mean, I do well. Like I think I've done roughly 22 auditions or something, got like 8 gigs out of it. And that's what my agent is saying, like, this is, you know, you're the first audition I ever went to, I got the job. And she said that's an omen to what this is going to turn into, you know? Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm going to be fucking Vin Diesel or, you know, obviously not Brad Pitt, but I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try, like, you know, you got to, if you don't take risks in life, you're not going to accomplish anything.
See, if you went out to Vancouver, too bad they canceled the show. Is the Green Arrow or whatever the fuck it is. But that's filmed in Vancouver. You'd make a great bad guy because you're big.
Yeah, I guess I'm role specific because I'm such a big guy and I got, you know, a few tattoos and this, that, and everything. So I'm very role specific. But it's a broad spectrum of roles that I can play, and they can cover the tats and shave my beard and this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it, man. They do a lot of filming in Canada, Toronto, Vancouver. They do a lot. They do a lot of big shows and movies up here, so it's pretty cool.
Hey, man, if that doesn't work out, you can always do porn.
Jesus Christ.
You can do those softcore ones. They're just they have a plot. You see some tits. That's about it.
You're a wild man. You're a wild man. Jesus Christ.
All right,
to get me in trouble.
You want to do your fan questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear this ginger fuck?
Check.
How many questions are there? 3?
No, there's a couple. We got a couple coming in. Can you hear me okay? Is this coming in?
Yeah.
We got you? Okay. First fan question comes from Facebook. We have the standard question. What do you have advice for independent fighters? Advice for independent fighters.
Yeah, so I've been an independent fighter for a while now. Truly and honestly, I think it's the best road to go. Promoters take a lot out of your purse, although they can work for you. If you get in touch with the right promoter or manager, they can do a lot for you. But I've been independent. I got a guy named Rick Glazer down in Buffalo, New York, working hard for me. My manager, Chris Egan, working hard for me. Myself. I don't know what advice to give. Just you have to be wanted. People want to see you fight, and I'm an exciting fighter. Mm-hmm. Whether I lose, win, draw, I'm an exciting fighter, and I bring a show. So it's more of people wanting to see you fight than anything, you know.
Right. All right.
Hold on. That question came from a fuckboy too, didn't it?
It did. We avoided
that stupid fuck on Instagram. You guys can follow him at Braidwood called me out at Golden Gloves and I bitched out like a pussy. That's his name on Instagram.
Wow. Shade.
Next question.
Speaking of Adam
Braidwood. Shade.
Yeah. Speaking of Adam Braidwood, this one actually came from the boogeyman himself. Where did the name Big Country come from?
So I was Texas State champ in my amateur days. And when I moved back to Ontario, I fought in the first Golden Gloves tournament that I fought in Ontario. I had my Texas State champ shorts, so I wore those as my thing. So everybody called me Texas, and then that was my nickname, Texas. So then they said, well, we can't call you Texas. You're from Canada. You're fighting out of Canada. You represent Canada now. So they said, what about country? And then someone goes, well, what are they going to say? Let's go buy tickets to watch country fight. And then somebody was like, no, you're Big Country. You're 6'6", 245 pounds, 240 pounds. Let's call you Big Country. So everybody goes, let's go buy tickets to watch Big Country fight. It just has a little bit more of a ring to it. I'm a country boy. I'm 6'6". It just fits.
Perfect. Spending time both in Toronto and Montreal. Toronto street dogs or Montreal poutine?
Oh, street dogs all day, baby. Are you losing it? All day. I got one right down here. It's my Achilles heel.
Oh yeah, I thought it would be a soft spot. I spent some time in Toronto myself, so
yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
the old street meat.
Speaking of Toronto, training. Where do you train specifically in Toronto? Do you have trainers? Or do you go to a specific gym? And what is your favorite gym in Toronto?
Yeah, my trainer is Tommy Howitt. Okay. He also trains a guy named Steve Rolls, who's a real good middleweight, up and coming middleweight. We train out of a weightlifting gym. It's called Olympia. It's at the Rockwood Mall in Mississauga. We got a little room in the back where all the mad scientist shit happens. And Tommy's a good trainer, man. He's a real intellect when it comes to this stuff. And he's on me. You know, keep your hands here, move your feet, move your head. He's a little mad scientist when it comes to this boxing game. And we started training together about a year and a half ago, and it's been a match made in heaven.
Where are you getting your sparring partners?
Well, there's a bunch. We're blessed right now in Ontario. There's like 4 or 5 good heavyweights that all come around, and so we've been working together. Also, a kid from Cape Breton, the Thunder, Ryan Rosicki, he comes and trains in Guelph, Ontario. So I was just talking to him last night. So we're gonna get some rounds in too. Yeah, it's perfect, man. I'm happy with actually the gym I train out of right now, or that we train out of right now, has about 3 heavyweights that fight, out of there right now. So It's good. Yeah.
And your thoughts on the mint Oreos, the double stuffed Oreos? We could go on.
Is that a fan fucking question?
That's a personal question, actually.
So I like the double stuffed. I'm not gonna lie. I like the. No, I'm not a big mint chocolate fan, but I'll take a double stuffed Oreo all fucking day
Perfect.
long.
That sums up the fan questions for today.
There was one more fan question that just came in from Adam Braidwood. Will you take a shirtless selfie with him when you guys go to Quebec?
Oh, of course I will. Yeah, great. Why don't you work on your six pack a little more there, Braidwood? Jesus Christ!
Oh, fuck. Talk about throwing shade.
Oh Christ! I'm actually not doing too bad right now. I got to cut the pizzas and the Oreos out of my diet, but I'm not doing too bad right now.
Let's see it.
You want to see it?
Yes.
It's bad. Oh, Jesus Christ!
You look, you almost fucking knocked the kid. Listen, that's the best shape.
Right?
That's good. I'm happy.
Hey?
I'm happy.
Hey?
I'm happy. You don't look like pure shit like you did when you fought Milan.
Yeah, exactly. I still got a little chub on, but that's you know.
I don't hate that.
No, I like. I got to stay warm in the wintertime, bro. What do you mean?
Listen, if your ribs are poking out, I'm gonna break them.
Yeah, exactly. I've been working hard, man. I just have to. The key is for me is my diet, and I'm a food. I just love food. I love pizza and burgers, and I got to cut that.
Bro.
Yeah, I love Hawaiian pizza.
Listen,
I can't help it.
I used to fight at 170 pounds. My next fight's at heavyweight.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Why don't you lift your shirt up there, Chubbs? I'm just kidding.
I will. I had knee surgery. I had 2 knee surgeries. I don't know. I'm probably going on 2 years from the knee surgery. But
oh, yikes!
I ballooned up to like 243.
That's not bad.
Well, I'm not 6'6", Dylan. I'm 6 feet.
Oh.
6 foot tall. I'm not 6'6".
I lanked it out a little bit more.
Yeah, you can draw it out.
Yeah.
300 pounds wasn't bad on you. I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't terrible. Like you didn't look like Tyson Fury when he had his shirt off in the gym.
Yeah, he looked rough there for a while.
Now,
it's life, man. Life sometimes gets a hold of you. Life grabs you by the balls and it twists you up and it is what it is. Everybody goes through stuff in life, and I was going through stuff, at the time, and you just got to work through it,
Listen, when you're doing all the blow, drinking all the beer, and fucking all the hookers, it's not going to go well.
What do you expect?
He looks great now. Whatever.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I seen on your Instagram that you had a conversation with Shannon the Cannon Briggs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Shannon the Cannon. So for the last couple of years, we've kind of been back and forth talking, like commenting, not talking, commenting. Yeah. And then he reached out to me one day, man, and it was I reached out to him and said, when you come to Toronto, let's do something. And then he called me, and then I said, let's fight, Shannon. Like let's get it going. He's a legend, right? Yeah. And he's trying to do a comeback, or he wants to fight, and this, that, and the other thing. Except if you want to make a comeback, you got to fight real fighters. And I said, let's do it. It's all in fun. It was all in fun, though. He stopped responding to me.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he could. Like, anytime I see him on Instagram, it's just "Let's go, champ," and he's dancing and fucking yelling shit about raw food. It's like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of kale shakes.
Just
a lot of kale shakes.
Excuse me, sir. You're on all the steroids. You're 57.
Just veins popping everywhere, just juiced out of his mind.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's massive. I mean, I think it would be a good fight, like for anybody to get that fight with Shannon. He's a 2-time heavyweight champ of the world, and he's got a hell of a following behind him. I'm just trying to, like I said, man, it's publicity, man. I'm trying to boost my name. I just want to build a name,
I hate to put the word stepping stone on Shannon Briggs, but when you're 47,
it's
It is what it is, right? Like, you're not going to go get the Klitschko fight and do well, or you're not going to go fight Deontay Wilder and do well, or Anthony Joshua, or Tyson Fury. You're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel if he fought Big Country, he'd get fucked up too. So that's kind of why I tried to get under his skin a little bit. He does the same thing to everybody else, so why not try to do it? I tried to do it. It didn't pay off. I took the shot, though, but what can you do?
You want me to start fucking with him?
Get him. Tell him Boogeyman and Big Country want a word.
Hey, if we can bring Shannon Briggs over to Canada for something, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think so, man. He's got a following wherever he goes. He's got a following, and like you said, he's always shouting and yelling this, that, the other thing. So he makes noise.
Listen, he's got some of the greatest fucking like Instagram and Facebook videos of all time.
Literally, my favorite is when he follows Klitschko into the restaurant.
So good.
And Klitschko's eating, and he's like, "You eat, I eat, champ. You eat, I eat, champ. What you eat, I eat, champ." And then just Klitschko smacks everything out of the way. Oh, it was just brawl ensues. I thought that was a good one.
The greatest one, I think, was when they found Klitschko on a paddleboard and they circled him in the boat and knocked him off the paddleboard.
Really? I never saw that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna look for that one. That's hilarious.
He tried to get into the boat. It was fucking chaos.
Holy Christ! See, like that's what I mean. Shannon's a nut bar. He's an absolute nut bar. So, yeah.
So break this fight camp down for me then. What are you doing? I don't want any specifics or tricks. I just want to know the schedule.
Honestly, bro, I'll write everything down for Simon and hand it to him personally. He's got no chance. I'm working too hard. I'm running my times, my distances in running are unparalleled for heavyweights. I'm lifting now. I'm doing some more strength training than I've done before. And we're just going hard in the gym, man. He's got no chance. We're working hard for this camp. I'm not just because I knocked him silly in the first fight doesn't mean I'm gonna not train for this fight. I'm going in hard. They thought I didn't come correct for the first fight. Well, they were sadly mistaken, and they're gonna be sadly mistaken again.
So the one thing I do notice about you is for a big man, you move very well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we work. That's something that we work on religiously. Our footwork, I do 6 to 8 to 10 rounds daily of just strictly footwork, keeping my hands high, going around the pylons, in and out of the pylons, the ladder drills, and this, that, and the other thing. I've been gifted with light feet for a big man. I've been gifted in that regard, but you have to stay consistent and constant, and we work on it. That's something we work on every day.
Because Simon moves like Frankenstein.
He moves like a tree. He's got roots. He's got roots in the ground. He moves like a fucking tree.
I didn't know if you were doing dance or anything. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I do ballet. I do ballet at nighttime.
Mike Tyson did it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Some of the dancers are the strongest people on the earth. Like they're strong human beings.
Super strong.
Yeah.
I think that was a big difference in your first fight was your ability to get in the pocket, get out, move around in there, and land some big shots.
Thank you. Yeah, I would tend to agree.
And he's got this thing where you were coming in, and he'd just immediately drop his hands.
That's what he does. I said that on that media tour. I said the same thing. He throws a left, he throws a jab, his right goes like this. And you can teach guys things, but when you've done the same thing for years and years and years, you can't break a guy of that. And even in his last fight with the Argentinian, the picture that they decide to post and call me out on is a picture of him throwing a right hand, and his left hand is so far below his waist, like it's laughable. He throws this hand, he throws the left hand, his right goes down. He throws the right hand, his jab hand goes down. It's just he's designed, or he's done the same thing, repeated the same thing over and over again without progression, and that's not good. You have to progress, and you have to get better inside and outside of the ring, and the guy doesn't do either. He's the same person he was today as he was 10 years ago.
Because the left hook in the first fight too was one of a major factor. You were on your behalf, you were landing a left hook at will.
At will. So to the body, that's what we were trying to do, and I want him to keep thinking about the left hook so that the right comes. I'm trying to throw like a left hook for the right to come. But honestly, man, my jab's too strong for him. I wobbled him a couple times with the jab. I punched too hard. Even the shots that I knocked him down with weren't really big shots. Like they were just little turns, like just make sure you get the leverage on the shot and catch him with it. And he goes out.
The one thing I didn't expect was your ability to fight inside so well because you are so long.
Thank you. And that's another thing we work on a lot, man. I try to get for being a lankier guy. I'm still solid, but I'm a lanky guy. Yeah. And we try to turn our hips as much as we possibly can. Whatever the shot may be, you want to turn and get that leverage on the shot. So we work on that religiously.
See, any of the guys that train with me up at the gym, I'm not telling you guys to pivot for no fucking reason. Dillon, listen.
Listen to him. Boys, you got to listen to him. You got to turn on your shots.
That's where your power comes from.
It doesn't help anybody that got rocks for hands either.
That's very true. It probably doesn't help that he's 6'6" and can fucking touch the CN Tower from his house.
Here, you want to see? Hold on a sec.
You gonna take me on a tour right now? If you guys are on YouTube, you get a treat.
We're just doing one of these. How do I switch the camera around?
Oh fuck! Now I gotta do tech support for you too. Oh shit!
Yeah.
That must get busier than fuck on a Saturday night out there.
Yeah. So right there, whenever there's a what do you call it? Blue Jays game.
Yeah.
It's insane down here. It's nuts.
So you just live in an apartment then?
Yeah, just a little apartment.
Well, it can't be too little.
No, I think it's like 730 square feet.
Oh fuck, that is little.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's big for downtown Toronto. That's not even. It's 1+ den. It's really nothing much.
Yeah. But rent's not cheap in Toronto, guys. If you guys are from anywhere else on the planet other than Toronto, you guys will know that rent's not cheap.
Oh, it's belligerent. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So right now, you don't have a full-time, like a regular job.
No.
That's very fortunate.
I'm blessed. I've worked very hard to get to this point, man. I've lived in the gym. I've been homeless. I've been hungry. I've been blessed. My sponsors helped me quite a bit. And like I said, my guy Rick Glazer in Buffalo, he works to get the most amount of money he can for me each fight. And I really appreciate him for it.
Now, here's an answer I can't get out of any of these reality TV stars. Do you guys, I don't want a number figure, but do you guys get paid to go on these stupid shows and make asses out of yourselves?
The minimal, yes.
Really?
Yeah, we got paid, but it's a little bit. Yeah, it's not much money, man. Yeah, you only make the big money if you win the show.
Is it like, okay, you guys can come on, thank you, and then
pretty much. Thanks for making our show for us. See ya.
Fucking assholes. I don't like that.
Yeah. That's what I lost money going into that show, but it was, like I said, it was a good experience, and I wouldn't change it or trade it for anything. It was a very fun and good experience.
I'm sure in some aspect it probably helped you out with your acting career a little bit, where people have seen you.
Yeah, a little bit. They kind of recognize me. Sometimes the reality star doesn't bode well, like going into a real, like a gripping or like a real audition, like something that you need to be heartfelt or this, that, or thing. They just think, well, he's a reality star. He's not gonna be able to change character. But I have a range. I can be sad. I can be happy. I can be mean. I can be, I can be a lot of things. So you just have to, like I said, that audition process is everything. You have to show them what they're looking for, but then you really just have to be yourself, and you just have to be you and hope that that's what kind of something that they're looking for.
Listen, man, I think softcore porn is going to be your fallback.
You're nuts. Yeah, what a wild man.
All right. You want to wrap this thing up, Dillon?
Let's do it. What do we got?
What's your sponsors? Who do you want to shout out? You want to give some National Stunt Service Limited. What the fuck is that?
National Shunt Service.
What's that?
My guys down there, they're an amazing group of guys. Big shout out to Chad Stewart. He got us involved. I spoke at I think it was Adam, the kids hockey team. Adam's roughly that age group. So I spoke in the dressing room, kind of got the boys riled up. And then one of the dads, Chad Stewart, he owns this business, National Shunt Services, and they're just great guys. They're just really good guys. I got Dwayne Foley at Foley's Bus Lines in Madoc, another amazing guy. He's been with me since the beginning, and he's helped me out tremendously. He's an awesome guy. He's known me since I was a little kid, driving bus back in the day. And Thomas Phoenix Cranes out of New Jersey, amazing guy, another awesome guy. I'm blessed, man. My sponsors, they're really unreal people. And then you got USG, Howie Lee at USG, another really great guy. And he hooks me up with I got all my sparring equipment, all my gloves, bag gloves, and all that stuff from him. My outfits that I wear to the ring. I've just been truly blessed. I just can't thank them enough. I really can't thank my sponsors enough. It's an amazing group that I have.
Hey, okay, let's wrap it up. Fuck you, Simon. I don't like you. Dillon's gonna knock you out June 15th Everybody can watch that on punchandgrace.com. Don't be a cheap fuck. Subscribe to it. $33 for 3 months.
Come on. Get out of pocket so you can watch Simon Keane get knocked the fuck out.
And that's the final shot.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly.
All right, it's 10 minutes with the Boogeyman.
What is going on, everyone?
There's a lot of fights happening right now.
Everybody wants to fight.
Everybody
Fucking wants to get some, dude.
You have a date in May,
Yeah, I got a date in May.
and then another date in June.
Another date in June. That's right.
And has this promotion in May officially made an announcement?
They're doing it actually tomorrow, which is a week from when you guys will be hearing this. So yeah, they have. I'm fighting. I'm not gonna say which promotion because I mean, fucking everything's been like late. But I am fighting in Vancouver, May 11th. We haven't gotten an opponent yet. We're running down. It will be most likely an international guy, either from South America or Europe. It will be a tough opponent. I'm not fighting a bum for my comeback, and I want to give a good show to the people of Vancouver.
Perfect. And then you're going to go back to Quebec, Eye of the Tiger, in June.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. So basically, they're doing a big heavyweight show. Carmen's rematching Keane. And there was some talk of fighting Barack and all this stuff, but, you know, it's not the fight that I'm really looking for. You know, like, here's the thing. This year, I want to check myself.
We've hit terrible reception again. And the Boogeyman has cut out.
Yeah, the fucking island has the worst reception on planet Earth, I'm pretty sure.
So you cut out at Eric Barak.
You fucking cut out at Eric Barak. Fuck. So anyway, yeah, it's just not, you know what, he's 5'9", 5'10". He hasn't been fighting in 3 years. And, like, I got respect for the guy. He was a good fighter in his time. And he wanted to hype the fight. And it's just not the fight that I'm looking for, right? And it's like, I like I said, I got respect for the guy. But I want to fight active guys who are in the mix right now, who are, you know, either young up and coming, old experienced guys, but who are active, right? Like, I don't want easy fights. I don't want to just have these one-rounder knockouts against guys. And you know, like, in my opinion, that's what would have happened against Barak. You can't just jump in the ring after 3 years. He's coming off a couple losses. You know, like, it is what it is, right? So even if he was ready and it was a good fight, it still doesn't look good. He hasn't fought in 3 years. He's coming off of, like, 3 losses, I think. So it's like, those aren't the kind of guys. I want to fight guys who are, like, you know, coming off wins, who are gaining momentum, so it actually, like, proves something and I actually gain experience from it.
It was a smart move on his behalf to try to, like, get his big old head in the conversation, though, because with Simon and Dillon fighting for a second time in the heavyweight division being wide open, he could have been right up there real quick.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, like, you know, people want to fight me because I talk shit and, like, you know, I'm high profile for a lot of different reasons. And, you know, like, good on him for wanting to step up. But, you know, like, my goal is to not be, like, some, like, trash-talking sideshow. Like, things are going to be done this year. I mean, you've noticed. I mean, like, I'm not out there being fucking stupid anymore. I'm trying to be more professional. And that's nothing to do with it. It's not an act. It's just how I'm being right now. Like, I'm in my world. I'm being very serious about my training. I'm in a disciplined regimen. You know, I have people who are supporting me. And, you know, like this year, I don't need to, like, pick fights to get fights. You know, like, when I was doing all that stuff, it was like nobody knew who I was. Like, I got out of the can and basically just started, like, fighting whoever and, like, didn't even really know what I was doing. And, like, you know, I wasn't training properly. And so now it's like, okay, like, you want to be serious? I want to be a serious contender. I want to fight real guys. I want to work my way up. I don't want to be doing fucking hockey fights and shit and all this garbage to, like, you know, like, prove that I'm tough. Like, I don't need to do that. Like, people know I'm fucking serious, and they're about to see it this year.
Well, we had a long run of being able to talk shit and have fun, and it had its place.
Oh, for sure it did. Like, I got no regrets, But, like, it's just not – it's not what we don't need to do it, right? And it ended up being a distraction. It caught up to me in the end. And, I learned from my mistakes. So the thing with this is like, I'm serious. Like, if you want some, like, come get some. Like, we're in the mix. I'm not some, undercard. This is all, like, temporary. I'm headlining the show in Vancouver. And, I'm going to focus. As soon as my opponents are named, I'm going to be working towards, like, dismantling them, right? Like, I'm going to pick guys apart with my boxing. I'm going to bruise them up. I'm going to, I'm going to handle my business. And so, like, that's where we're at with things, right? It's like, name an opponent. Let's go. Let's get on the show. Let's get on with the fight. I'm going to take things, to the next level this year. And so it's like, I don't need to, like, talk trash and do all this stuff. But, yeah, it was fun. And, like, it put some people on the map. And, like I said, I got no regrets.
Well, let's talk about the Dillion Carman Simon Keane rematch then. What is your take on that fight at this point?
I think Dillon has the psychological edge, right? Like, anytime you get put out like that, I think, just looking at it purely from, like, an outsider's perspective, a guy like Simon seems to be, like, a front runner. He had, like, this, like, undefeated, unstoppable sort of persona. And when you get starched like that, laid out on your back, and, like, you don't know where the fuck you are, and, you got Dillon standing over you, like, man, like, I put you out. Like, the fight was over. Yeah. Right? And so, like, some guys can come back from losses. Dillon's one of those guys, like, he's been knocked out. He's been down. He's been there before, and he's fought tough guys. And if you look at his resume, he's been around a long time, and, like, he's been knocked down in fights, got back up and won fights. Like, he's a mentally tough guy. Like, this shit doesn't affect him. He's a humble guy. I've actually had a chance to talk to him. And, it's a psychological edge, and he's got more skills than Simon, right? So, but Simon is a very good athlete. He can move. He's strong. He's quick. He has some skills. I don't think as much as Dillon. He's not as versatile. And so it's an interesting fight because it's going to be who can make the adjustments to beat the other guy, and there will be adjustments during the fight, which are going to come up. So who's going to be the most composed? Who has the most experience? Who learned the most from the last fight? Because Dillon just lost his last fight. And to be honest with you, when I was watching, I was like, that's not really Dillon. Like, something happened. But at the same time, he was coming off a knockout loss in his fight against Simon. You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't really affect him. And, like, I watched the interview.
There we go again.
Like, he's like, I don't care. Like, he's ready to scrap. Like, he's ready to go. And that's that.
I got a lot of respect for Dillon. He's the kind of guy that can take a loss and then come back and it doesn't bug him.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't affect him at all. He's just like, whatever, business as usual. It's part of the game, right? And that's the mark of a professional and somebody with, like, some character. We're probably going to get cut off here again. We're in a weird spot. I go through weird spots. But, he's a professional, and so, but like I said, it's heavyweight boxing. It just takes one punch, and both guys have the capability to do it. So everyone's asking me what I think. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, it is what it is, right? It's not my business, really.
I have a bet with a person in Montreal. They obviously took Simon Keane round 8 by KO. I took Dillion Carman round 4 by knockout.
Yeah, and, like, both bets are realistic, right? And, like, I get caught up in the shit, but, like, I'm really not focused on them. Like, they're going to do their thing. I got a surprise, actually, for everybody. Everybody's going to trip out when they see it. I can't tell anybody what it is, but it's going to be an interesting card. I'll say that.
Well, now I'm interested.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be an interesting card. It's going to be an interesting storyline. Everything's going to be very interesting. And you know what? Anybody who comes to the show, it's going to be fucking electric. I tell you what, 2019, every fight will be fucking electric.
It's going to be an exciting year, especially going back to back. And then, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, it does. Like, I had a long enough layoff. We might cut off here in a sec. But, like, we might, I had enough of a layoff where I felt like I needed to work on the skills. I made the most of my time. I moved to Parkville full time. I'm settled. I've been in training camp. I was getting ready for a fight in March. Timing of it didn't really work out. I trust Rich, more than anybody, especially when it comes to boxing. And, like, he puts me in check, left, right, and center. He'll ask me, he's like, well, what do you think you're ready, or you think you're this? He's like, and he'll put me on the pads, and he'll be like, all right, fucking go 8 rounds right now. Let's go.
Mm.
I'm like, shit, you know, and, like, he'll kill me. He's like, oh, you think you're ready? You think you're ready, right? And, like, so he, you know, like, it's tough to argue. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do, go fight without him? Like, no thanks, you know, like, and so, you know, like, I trust his judgment, and, you know, like, we just been getting ready. Like, I stay trained. Like, that's what I do, and it's like, I can't go into the gym and just fuck around. I can't just dick around. I can't just go in there and, like, you know, like, drop my hand. Like, I see people working. I'm like, man, you guys ain't working, dude. Like, come get at us, man. Like, we'll crack you around. We'll see what's up. You know what I mean? Like, all these guys, they want to talk, this and that. And it's like, nah, man, like, we go for real. Like, lace up and fucking go. And, you know, I'll give credit. Caldwell's come down. And, you know, like, look at how much he's fucking improved. And he's a real guy. He's in there every day. I know he listens to the show. I'm not just fucking champing the guy up. Like, I'm telling you, like, he understands now what it's like to train for real.
Mm.
And it's like, you get fucking tired. We'll be in sparring, like, man, like, we'll do 10 rounds on the bag, do, like, fucking 6 rounds of mitts, and then he's like, get in the ring, go spar. It's like, what? Yeah, man, I want to see how you spar when you're tired, see if you got fucking balls.
Exactly. That's when you should be sparring, when you're tired.
Well, yeah, sometimes, like, it's we're always doing different shit, right? Like, sometimes you got to be fresh, so, like, you get a look at real time. And other times, it's like, that's when you make bad habits, is when you're tired, right? So you got to, like, fight that shit mentally. And so, like, it's one of those things that there's levels to this shit, right? And so it's like, if you want to be real, you got to train like you're real, be professional, and handle your business. So it's like, that's where I'm at, right? So it's, you know, we're going to be taking on some serious dudes this year. There's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some surprises. You know, like, I'm not some, like, local fighter, like, hey, I'm beating up, like, guys off of Barstool I haven't fucking fought, you know, before, right? I'm not fighting guys who are, like, 0-4 with 1 win just because I want to be cool in front of my friends. It's like, no, man, let's fucking get down, see who's fucking real. And it's like, it works like this. You beat up everybody locally. You beat up everybody in your province. You beat up everybody in the western part of your country. Then you beat up everybody in your country, and then you move on and go find some other tough guys. So that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. I did get to announce today that I got 100% confirmation I will be fighting May 4th in New Brunswick.
All right. There we go.
So we get to get it on with a guy. He's 3-1. He's got some experience. It'll be at heavyweight.
Oh, nice.
So
well, that's good. You don't got to cut no weight because you're what, like 220, 230 right now?
215.
There you go, buddy. Okay, nice.
He's a Canadian military guy. I'm not exactly excited to punch him in the head, but I'm going to take his fucking head off.
Yeah, who cares, man? You guys can be friends after. It doesn't matter when you guys touch gloves, it's on.
Exactly. He's 250 pounds at 5'11".
Nice.
So he's
a big boy.
He's an Eric Barak type.
Yeah.
So it should be fun, and I get to go into somebody else's backyard and wreck their day. So I'm excited.
There you go, man. We'll train hard, and you know, fucking, we'll be supporting you. I actually want to go fight out there in Halifax. I think some of the promotions out there are pretty good. Ryan Rozicki's out there doing his thing. He's making a name for himself at cruiserweight. They got some guys up there. I wouldn't mind taking a crack at Chris Nora. I don't think he's gonna fight me though. But you know, like, there's some guys out there. There's some real guys. And I played a football game in Moncton, and that shit was fun, man. Like, I just walked down the street, people were like, "Hey, how's it going there, buddy? You want to come in for dinner?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." I went and had like a lobster dinner with like some strangers. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool, man. Everybody here is so friendly."
That's awesome. How is life in the trailer park?
You know what? The trailer park is nice. It's peaceful. No problems that I'll speak of on here. But, yeah, no problems. Everything is good. I'm very stable right now. Training is my primary focus. You know, I do some other work stuff on the side. I started up a program on the Stanaimach Reservation.
Yeah.
I'm starting to work with their youth, and you know, just kind of like, you know, give them something new to work with, and you know, I'm having a good time, man. It's just very quiet. You know, I don't do very much. I just eat healthy, train, stay out of trouble. You know, I've wasted enough time in my life, and now it's time to like get down. And I like that I come back to my trailer and there's like nobody around, and there's just cricket. It's fucking dope.
Now, I did see that you'd like to run in the woods, but you had mentioned that your running area may be haunted.
Yeah, I see that fucking ghosts were down there, man. Like, they're stacking up all the rocks, and like, I've seen that Blair Witch shit, and like, I don't know, man. Like, the possibilities are infinite. I videotaped it because sometimes I just see stuff and it's not real, and that was apparently real because I had some comments on that. You never know, man. The island's haunted, right? Like the spirits, they can't get off the island. It's surrounded by water, so you got to be careful. There's a lot of mystical stuff around here.
Yeah. Brian Caldwell, he is over in Nicaragua right now as we're speaking. He's going to fight tonight.
Oh, nice. Good.
Well, he's got 11
Good,
guys.
yeah.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
I think this is for the qualifier for the Pan Am, right?
Yeah, he's got to finish top 8 in his weight class to go to the Pan Ams, I believe.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah, well, he'll do it. He'll be fine.
There's 11 in his weight class. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Yeah, he's been around. He's been doing this shit a long time, so whatever. He'll go handle his business. He looked like he was ready when he left, so power to him.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah, he's getting after it. He's stuck with the course, right? Like, he doesn't have... Yeah, I'll say this about Caldwell, right? Like, not too many people have his back, but, you know, the people that do support him, you know, they support him fully. And I'll take, you know what, man, I'll count my friends on one hand. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that over, like, you know, all these fair weather people who are just, like, slapping you on the back to your face and talking shit. But you know, he's doing his thing. He's made his way down there. And, like, a lot of people don't understand what it takes to be, like, especially an amateur athlete, right? Like, to, like, work full-time, train full-time. Like, he drives probably, he drives 12 hours a week just to get here and do his thing. And then he's up at 5. He's like, because I do it, so I know what it takes. And he's like, how did you do it? I was like, I don't sleep.
Yeah,
I sleep like 3 or 4 hours, and that's just terrible for you. You know, if you ever get a chance to listen to that Joe Rogan podcast on sleep, it's beneficial for life.
It's all the fucking beeping.
I don't know, man. I take off my seatbelt. I don't fucking follow the rules here.
I did speak to Dario Berdisi, and I will be uploading that podcast in about an hour. But he continually brings up the non-responsive letter that you sent to him.
Yeah, I've been waiting. He's never sent me a letter back. It confuses me for a few reasons. Because it's one, it's like, you know what, dude? Like, I took the time to write that. You should write me one back, I would think.
It wasn't short.
Yeah, he, you know, Dario has a lot of suspicious activities, right? He kind of lives a double life.
Yeah.
And you know, we can't fully trust him, right? Like, he's got betrayal tattooed across his back. You know, you can't see it with his boxing shorts on, but when he takes off his shirt, he's got betrayal. He'll stab you in the back.
Tramp
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Is there anything else we need to talk about today?
I don't know, man. I gotta get this gym. I'm gonna get in the gym and get this fucking workout in.
Are you at the boxing gym right now?
No, I'm just at the weight gym. Like, I get restless sometimes, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I gotta go get it. You know, like, while everybody else is all comfy at home, like, I gotta go get it. Like, that's just how I live my life.
So, like, when you texted me today, I literally just rolled in the door from the gym.
Yeah, that's how you make the commitment, right? Like, all these people are like, oh, I don't have time. It's like, well, fucking make time, dude. Like,
you have
we
to
all
make
got the
time.
same amount of time.
I was at the gym tonight by myself. I kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
the way.
I like that sometimes.
Yeah, you know, like, you gotta switch it up, right? Like, sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody, and sometimes people piss me off, but other times, like, you need that push, right? Like, I got my team, and it's like, you know, like, fucking everybody says that Punisher quote, like, every man is an island, and it's like, you know what, man, like, I dig the Punisher, like, his revenge sequences are, like, my favorite, but, you know, realistically, like, everybody has a team, and, you know, like, you know, good, bad, or indifferent, like, you gotta stand by your guys, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Like, I like to run by myself, man. Like, I don't like to fucking pair up and, like, go jogging with another guy. Like I say, I just do my thing and, like, fucking hang out with the ghosts and the bears.
You know what?
The deer.
You know what drives me nuts? Because I go to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning to do cardio.
Yeah.
And before it was a ghost town in there. There was like maybe 2 people in there. Now there's fucking 9 million people in there, and they all want to talk.
Well, it's CrossFit motherfuckers. You gotta watch out, dude. Like, they're always in there. They live in there. It's like a cult.
Motherfuckers. I put these big green fuck off headphones on and just, like, turn the music up so loud that everybody else can hear it, and they still try to talk.
Yeah. Well, you live in Saskatchewan. It's weird over there, so you're out of luck, buddy.
It is weird. They call dinner here supper, and that drives me nuts.
You know what, man? Somebody said that to me, and I stopped calling them for that reason.
Yeah. I still call it dinner.
Straight up.
And then every time I say dinner to somebody here in Saskatchewan, they fucking scold me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you live in the wrong part of the world. It's cold there. And you know what? I like the people of Saskatchewan, interesting people, you know, but difficult place to live. Couldn't do it.
It's very expensive to live where you live, sir.
Not really. I live out in the woods, man.
Especially when you have children.
Yeah, I got kids too. They're somewhere else, I would think.
They don't live with you? Did you have to send that young man home that was staying with you?
No, well, Dario is my son, and he doesn't live with me. He took, Sarah took custody of him.
Well, probably a good idea.
Sarah took custody of him, and then he ran away to Florida. He's like that kid. What was that kid like? Remember when they busted in the closet and they were trying to like steal that kid back to like Puerto Rico or whatever? What the fuck was that all about? Like Hillary Clinton got involved. That's basically the same situation I'm in with Dario right now. The SWAT team is going to kick in the door, and they're going to bring him back to me, and I'm going to be in a closet holding him, scared.
Dario did tell me
sense.
An interesting story as to why Mike Perry deleted you off of Instagram.
Yeah, you know, Perry's back on. He likes my shit. We actually communicate. You know, like we see eye to eye on a lot of things, which makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, like he took some stuff from my story because Dario looks like a young Nicolas Cage.
That's true.
And yeah, he borrowed that, and he also looks like that red-haired wizard kid from what's that stupid movie, Harry Potter.
He does kind of.
Yeah, he looks like the red-haired kid, whoever that is, and yeah, you know, yeah.
Platinum Mike, he didn't. Platinum Mike didn't like the Simon Keane shower picture.
No, he wasn't having it, right? Like a lot of those American guys, you know, they're just like they got no tolerance, right? Like me, I'm more just like whatever. I welcome all people into the world as long as they don't piss me off. But you know, other people, they got boundaries, and you know, we cross a lot of boundaries sometimes, so we can't make everybody happy. But I think he knows. We know each other a little bit better now.
Yeah. And,
you know, everything's all squared away, right?
Well, that's good that you guys made friends after.
Well, we were actually trying to get him up here. My buddy at Fuel Motorsports in Chilliwack there was actually going to bring him up, and then it didn't work out schedule-wise. But, yeah, he's got a lot of fans up here, right? So if he ever listens to the podcast, Barry, you're dope. We all got mad respect for you, buddy.
I read something interesting that you're going to be doing something with James McSweeney.
Yeah, McSweeney, yeah, he's big time, man. Like, he's cool, K1 guy. He's coming over to do a seminar in Vancouver, and he wants to get some work in, so we're going to get some sparring, big heavyweight guy, and he's got some skills, man. Big, tough, mean guy who's been around, and so I'm pretty excited about it.
I like him. He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he sure is, man. He's old school, right? So real recognizes real, and he's like, man, let's get after it. I was like, fuck, man, let's do it.
Sponsors. Who are your sponsors? Shout them out.
I got Fuel Motorsports in Chilliwack. They got all your off-road side-by-side. They'll do orders. They got pretty much everything there. They got used cars. They got everything. Really good people, man. Big fight fans, big MMA fans. They're actually doing a charity event called Little Heroes for kids with autism. We're organizing that right now. We're going to try to get the BC Lions involved. And pretty much, like, they're just good people, man. Like, you know, and they're very supportive of my fight career. They hooked me up with a truck. And we got reflex supplements. We got Fit Fix. They handle all my meal prep. Colwell actually drives it down. He's pretty cool about it. He goes in, grabs his meals, and then he grabs mine too. And he drives them down in the cooler, which is nice. And then what else I got right now? All the weed guys are in hibernation right now. All the cannabis industry.
Yep.
But we got some stuff coming with that. I've been working on some serious projects. I got a lot of private sponsors. What else do we got, man?
Well, thanks to the private people.
Oh, Rival Boxing. They always hook me up. They got some serious custom gloves coming. They got some cool stuff. And I'm going to order some heavy bags pretty soon. I need some heavy bags. So I've been busting these ones up pretty good.
Can people still get the Boogeyman Fuel Motorsports hoodie?
Yeah, they can. We got a few sizes left. We're all out of XL. I got double XL. I got medium. I got large. Medium, large, and small.
I'll tell you guys, if you're a regular XL, just get a double XL and shrink it. It works.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, you want to wrap this thing up?
Hell yeah.
right.
Peace out. I'm in the gym.
It's 10 minutes with the boogeyman.
I'm out.